What's up, Earth Angels? My name is Tay, and I'm a psychic, medium, tarot reader, healer here on YouTube. So today we're going to do a reading that's all about your potential and what is distracting you from reaching your potential. So it's interesting because there's a lot of distractions, or maybe for some of you there's just one big distraction, but it is really causing you to miss so many blessings and so many openings and so many opportunities in your life. And so today we're going to see what's distracting you. What's distracting you from not allowing you to reach your fullest potential? What's distracting you from the version of you that you want to be? So first I need you to choose one of these three piles. This is pile 1. This is pile 2. And this is pile 3. See which of these 3 piles is just calling your name. The pile that you see when you're trying to look elsewhere, it's in the corner of your eye. It's just like, pick me. Pick that one. So once you've chosen, you can go ahead and go to my description where I will put all of the timestamps for each of these 3 piles. And you can just click on those numbers, the timestamp, and it'll actually take you directly to your part of the video, so you don't have to scroll through, you don't have to look for it. So it makes it really super simple and easy. All right, I'll see you in your part of the reading. What's up, pile 1? If you chose these sunglasses, this is going to be a reading all about what's distracting you. What is distracting you? So Spirit, show me what is distracting pile 1. I feel like one part of you that's being distracted, or the thing you're doing that's distracting you, is you're focused on others. You're focused on maybe trying to see how others are doing something, or maybe it's a specific message for some of you. Some of you are focused on trying to catch someone doing something wrong. You're trying to catch someone in a lie. You're trying to catch someone cheating. You're focused on them instead of you. Whereas if you just focus on you, it'll come out. But you're also focused on other people and other people's success, and maybe for some of you, you're focused on catching someone, but for others of you, you're focused on other people's success and, oh, how did they become successful? And instead of looking at how you can become successful, it's like, you're like, oh, wow, like, they've done so much, and you're, like, looking at how they've done it, but Spirit's like, you're going to reach your success completely different. So try to not focus outside of yourself so much and try to bring that attention back inward. Spirit, tell me more about this. So it's interesting because there's a level of you that is highly committed to what other people are doing, or what other people are thinking, or what other people are saying, or it's like you want to do a reading about what someone is thinking about you, and you're putting a lot of time onto this reading about someone else's feelings, when in reality, you could be focusing so much more energy on yourself. It's like things that don't matter to you, things that you need to leave behind that are not enough for you, is what Spirit is showing. But it's things that cause you anxiety, things that you can't stop thinking about at night, things that you're just putting so much energy into these things. Spirit, tell me, what are these things? You're putting a lot of time and energy into this idea of being rich or making money or having a family, but it's like, it's an obsessive amount of energy to where it's taking away from you actually accomplishing these things. So you have this idea and you have this want, and that's the first step. And so it's like, okay, you have this idea, you have this want. That is part of your life. If you want something, it's meant for you. But the thing is that you have to go after it. You have to step towards it. And so if you want a family, then it's time to find a partner. But if you are obsessing over a partner who you think is cheating, then obviously they don't fit the description for having a family. And so there's things that you're focused on that don't serve you, that you're not letting go of. So for some of you, you could be in a situation where you're with someone who's not enough. You're at a job that's not enough for you. And you're focused on this job or this situation. And let's say it's a job. You're focused on this job, but you're also focused on this idea of money, 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 money. And you know that in this job, there's nowhere to move up. But yet, you're obsessing over this money idea, but you're staying in a situation where there's no growth for you. There's no room for improvement. And so instead of keeping this energy focused on things you can't obtain in the situation that you're in, you have to change the situation to be able to obtain what you want. And so because you're so focused on an outcome that you can't obtain by being in the situation that you're in, it's causing you to be exhausted. It's causing you to be tired. And so Spirit's saying, why don't you start focusing more energy on your situation and how you can change it? Because you're in control. You create your own reality. Yeah, we're in control to a certain extent. There's some circumstances that happen that we can't control. But there are some, like where we work, who we date, the people we surround ourselves with. That's in our control. So if you want a long-term lover with a family that is stable and successful, yet you're staying in relationships with people who don't value you, it doesn't match up. If you want to be at a job where you can grow in your finances and you can move up, yet there's nowhere to move in your job, that's not matching up. And so you have to take the control back. You have to create your life. You have these wants and desires and needs because they're your wants and desires and needs. They're part of your life. You're meant to achieve them, but you can't achieve them by focusing only on them, but not how to get there. So Spirit is asking that you focus on the journey. Realize that the journey is everything. That's what Spirit's saying. Okay. It's like there's been some heartbreak, there's been some suffering, there's been a lot in your past, a lot of painful memories that you've gone through, that you've had to experience, that have been, like, let's say people undervaluing you, people taking you for granted, taking advantage of you. If it's a relationship, it could be somebody who cheats or lies to you. If it's a job, it's like you're underpaid, or maybe you're not getting paid at all by clients, or maybe people are putting you off. And so it's interesting because you have this energy that is beautiful, it is magnetic, it is attractive, it is glowing, it draws people in. You could be successful pretty easily, in a sense of, yeah, it's not easy, but your energy would give you a lot of help, in a sense. So Spirit is saying you could, if you focused your energy on this success and on what you wanted, it would come a lot faster and a lot easier than you think, because of this energy that you have. But the thing is that people have undervalued you, people have made you feel not confident or unworthy. And so now you allow yourself to be okay with page offers. Page is, it goes page, knight, king, queen. King and queen are, pretty equal, right? So they are equal in my opinion. So page, knight, king, and queen. You're getting the offer of a page, the lowest, the most immature, the lowest standard, the bottom of the barrel. And you're being okay with that. So it's like you have to higher your standard. And in order to do this, you have to increase your confidence. Spirit, how can they increase their confidence? Surround yourself with people who care about you, people who make you feel loved, people who make you feel heard. Spirit, how else can they raise their confidence? Oh, these ones fell on the floor, but market yourself, put yourself out there, get to know more people. Take away the relationships or remove the relationships where you're putting out so much energy and you're getting nothing in return. You're being undervalued. You're being taken advantage of. Spirit, how else can Pile 1 improve their confidence? How else can Pile 1 improve their confidence? Leave behind anything that's not serving you, anything that's not enough for you. the person that you're dating enough for you by potentially lying or cheating? Maybe it's a friend who's potentially lying or cheating, not cheating, but lying to you, or, you know, talking badly about you, gossiping. Is it your job? They're not paying you well enough? Whatever it is it your living situation? Is it your roommates who are taking advantage? Maybe they're having people stay for weeks at a time and they're not helping out with any utilities or rent, yet they're living there for free. What is it? There's something in your life. Is it the food that you're eating? Is it just shitty food and you need to raise your standard? Food can really make you feel more confident. So, Spirit, what is this Lovers about? There's a relationship that's far from you. So this is somebody who could be a friend who moved away, or it's mostly like a platonic relationship of someone who's far away. This is a family member or a friend, someone that has really good boundaries, someone who is really in control of their life. Maybe they're really good at going, like doing interviews, or they're confident in themselves, or when you hear them like around people, they're talking about themselves, they can just sell themselves and they can light up the room. And it's this energy that maybe you should reach out to. Maybe you should call this person. Maybe you should just channel their energy in the sense of, oh, I'm gonna take this person, like this not take their energy, but feel the energy that they put out, because you see it as confident, you see it as worthy, because that's how they portray themselves. And that's the energy that Spirit is asking you to put out. It's like a long lost friend, and they're good for you. They're good for your confidence. They're good for your worth, because they believe in themselves and they believe in you. So maybe reach out to them. Okay, what is this? 3 of Pentacles. Working with others will also raise your confidence, because you don't understand how great you are until you start working with others and they're like, Dan, you're so intelligent, you're so smart, you have great ideas, wow, you are so creative, whatever it is. But when you close yourself off from these opportunities, it doesn't allow you to see that. Spirit, is there anything else that's distracting? Pile 1. Okay, so we have the 7 of Cups. So a distraction for you is just your mind is clouded because you're thinking of so many different things. You're not at peace. So whatever it is in your life that's not causing you peace is something that you need to attend to. Because if you're in a relationship, you should be at peace. Your mind should be at peace. And if your mind is not at peace, it's important that you communicate with your partner in order to put your mind at peace. And if you don't have the ability to communicate with this partner because they don't allow for it, then it's not the right one. If you don't have the ability to communicate with your work or your friends, like because you think that they'll fire you or they'll undervalue you, it's not the right friendships. Or it could be the right friendships or the right job, and you're scared to communicate, so that's an internal issue, and that is a confidence issue, and that is reflecting back on yourself. And so you have to turn back to yourself and you say, why do I feel so scared to talk to them? What is the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is they say no, or the worst that can happen is they show me my worst fear of being undervalued or unworthy, and it's time to move forward. But either way, it's moving the energy rather than staying in the stagnant energy, wishing that you had this life of abundance, of happiness, of love, of success, of money, yet you're not moving towards it. And so Spirit just wants you to move towards it. Spirit, is there anything else that you want to talk about here in pile 1? We'll give it one more shuffle, Spirit. Anything else? Okay, so that's all I have for you, pile 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like my video. I really, really appreciate it. Please comment, give me your feedback, let me know how it resonates. And if you're interested, I post TikToks and I post on Instagram. I have the same handle, TarotXTayFit. I also do personal readings. I do Reiki and distance Reiki, so I can send energetic healing wherever you are in the world. And I also host spiritual retreats. I have one in Hawaii in November and October of this year. So if you're interested in any of this, just hit up my email down below and I would love to answer any questions you have. All right, I'll see you in my next reading. Bye. What's up, pile 2? If you chose these glasses, now I'm gonna put them back on my head. This is going to be a reading all about what is distracting you from reaching your fullest potential. There's something about you not seeing clearly. Punny, I know. Spirit, what is distracting pile 3? Okay. So maybe you're not seeing clearly what the situation is. Everything is moving so fast. I don't know why I put them like that in case you want to see them. But everything is moving so fast that you're feeling like, you might be feeling like everyone's against you. Or you might feel negatively a lot. It's really hard for you to keep a positive mindset. Like the negativity just seems to seep through. What is this quickness about? What are they going through that's moving so fast, Spirit? I'm hearing life transitions. Spirit, tell me more about this. What is moving so fast? Okay, so yeah, there's a big change that's happening that's heavy. It's a new commitment. Your whole life is changing. For some of you, it's a soulmate, a partner that you're moving with, that you're going to be with. For others of you, it's you're changing a job. It's something that you're committed to, and it's like long-term commitment. And so it's all coming up so fast, and you're like trying to trust in the divine, but you're so scared. You're so scared, and it's so heavy. It's something that just feels like you're gonna collapse under it. And so because you feel that way, you're starting to get negative in your head. You're thinking, oh, what if I fail? What if this doesn't work out? What if everything that I worked for just collapses and I'm just not good enough? And Spirit's saying this is an illusion. You're not seeing clearly. You're not seeing clearly. You need to think more logically. You need to get out of that overly emotional headspace where you're not really seeing the picture clearly. Put your glasses on. Look at the situation for what it is. Weigh out the pros and cons. What is a logical thing to do right now? Get to work. If you're sitting there thinking like, oh, I am gonna fail, I am a shitty person, I am not pretty enough, I'm not good enough, I'm gonna have no friends in this new place, I'm not gonna be successful in this new job, like in school I'm just gonna fail, I'm gonna have no friends. Spirit is like, shut the fuck up. No, Spirit doesn't talk like that, but for real, Spirit wants you to, you know, break down your barriers a little bit when you're feeling this. You're feeling this sense of anxiety, of maybe a little bit of depression coming on. This is a time for you to spend more time with your family. This could be your animals. This could be anyone who makes you feel at home, because that sense of home gives you a sense of stability. So your root chakra needs a little bit of work right now. It feels unstable. It feels a little bit anxious, and like your safety and security is being ripped out from you in some way or another. It doesn't have to be so serious or crazy, but it could be something such as a small change, but it's a life transition. It's closing the door to one chapter and opening a door to a next chapter. And so if you can sit there and be with people who feel like home, it can allow you to feel more grounded and stable in your environment. And Spirit wants to remind you that, you know, you feel like there's a lot of competition around you. You feel like you're not going to be able to compete with these people. But Spirit wants to remind you you're stronger than you think you are, and you have a very creative mind and a very light touch, and you are able to gently come into people's life and offer them something that they've never experienced before. Something that's beautiful, something that allows them to become stronger, allows them to become... allows them to actually see the world more clearly. It's like helping the homeless, but it's not. You don't have to literally be helping the homeless, but it's helping people who are not necessarily on that same level as you are. For example, you might have more life experience, you might be very wise, and you might have a higher perspective. And so you have this perspective to offer the world that can change their life. And you're not seeing yourself and your abilities and your talents for what they are. And you're just not seeing it clearly. And it's blocking you from your potential. It's blocking you from being focused. Because if you could see your potential, this new chapter would have already began. It would have began a long time ago. It's something you've been waiting for, but it's time to leave your worries behind for the sake of your own well-being. It's time for you to stop questioning yourself, for you to stop second-guessing your hard work. Just continue to be consistent. Continue to take care of yourself at the same time. It's not like work, 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 work. You have to work, 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 self-care, work, 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 self-care. You have to know when you're drained, because when you're drained, you get anxious. Your root chakra becomes less stable. Your solar plexus tends to crash. You sit there driving home, talking shit to yourself, telling you how ugly you are, or how you're not worthy, or how you're not going to be successful. But when you do the proper self-care, you sage yourself, you take a bath, you walk out in nature, you exercise. This allows you to be more positive. You eat right. You start to tell yourself, I love myself. I'm treating myself with respect. I am worthy. I am capable. And so there's this balance that has to be had. But the main thing is you're not seeing your reality for what it is. You're not seeing clearly. And it's because you have a lot on your plate. And Spirit wants you to not add anything else, and wants you to kind of look at your plate and schedule out things a little bit better, so you can have more time for yourself to enjoy and to relax. So it will allow you to be more positive. Because if you're constantly being drained, constantly working, constantly doing things, or if you feel like you're constantly doing things, because there is a sense that if you just rearrange your schedule a little bit better, you would feel like you had more time. Time is an illusion. Right now, you don't feel like you have as much time. So if you kind of just reorganize your schedule, it'll be better for you. It will allow you to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It will allow you to see into this life transition, see into the next phase, allow this cycle to end so you can start a beautiful new beginning that's very positive. Spirit, tell me more. You're gonna be celebrating when you get to this phase. Tell me more about this next phase of their life so they can know more about it. Spirit's saying you know what this next phase is. You know what it is. This is what you wanted. This is what you've been manifesting. This is what you've been creating. This is what you've been working towards. Yet now you're here and you're freaking the fuck out. And Spirit is like, this is meant for you. This is where you're not seeing it clearly. You planned this. You manifested this. You wanted this. Then in this next phase of your life, you're going to be working with others, working with a lot of people. A lot of people are going to want to work with you. Spirit, tell me more about this next phase of their life. This life transition. Okay, let's just put it right there. Happily ever after. 10 of Cups. Beautiful. Beautiful ending. There's rainbows. For some of you, this means you're going to Hawaii or somewhere where there's rainbows. Spirit, you're going to shine in this next phase of your life. You're going to shine. Maybe some of you are bringing your animals with you to wherever you're going. Whatever you're doing, you can bring your pet to work maybe. Spirit, tell me more about this next phase. You're going to be united with somebody or something. Maybe it's a job that's further away. Maybe it was a remote job and now it's in person. Maybe it's a long lost friend, or maybe this is a lover that you've been separated with by distance and you're finally going to be together. And you're going to be in this place where you're going to have so much out there for you. You're going to be like, what is out here for me? But you're going to be finding it. But the thing is that what's out there for you is going to be finding you. That's a very strong message. Spirit wants you to know that what's meant for you will find you. So don't worry so much. Just surrender to this idea that what's meant for you will come to you. It will find you. And Spirit, what do you want to tell them about their money? Because there's a money situation. Spirit, tell me. So there's this fear that like people are not going to pay you, or people are taking advantage of you, or like a feeling of being unworthy. And so Spirit wants to remind you that you set the boundaries. You set the precedents. You set the rules. And you will be fine. You just have to be stern. You have to be stern. And you don't have to, it doesn't have to be like uncomfortable and awkward and, oh, pay me now or I won't do anything for you. It's not like that. It's just, it's like you think that, but Spirit's saying you just aren't seeing it clearly. It doesn't have to be scary or dark or mean or rude. It just has to be straightforward. You just have to do what you do. You just have to be who you are. You just have to let this phase unfold. Surrender. Don't worry. What's meant for you will come to you. Take a break. Take some days for self-care. Take days to recharge, re-energize, sage yourself, do the self-care that you need. Don't allow this energy to take you over, to destabilize you, to make you feel like you can't go on. Spirit wants you to know you are in control. You create your own reality. You have all of the tools you need to create gold, to create a beautiful life for yourself. This phase of your life has been wanting to come in for so long, but by you not seeing clearly and by you questioning yourself and believing that you're not enough or you're not ready has caused it to be prolonged, has caused it to take longer to come about. And so now it's here, it's coming, and you're ready. Spirit wants you to know that you're ready. So stop being distracted by illusions, by what is not true, and just allow for the reality to set in and for you to put on your glasses and see through the lenses clearly how great you are and how ready you are for this next phase of your life. All right, if you like this message, please like it. Please drop a comment so I can know how it resonates. Please share this video if you like it and you want to give it to your friends. And if you're interested, I post TikToks and Instagram reels of different readings. It's the same handle, TarotXTayFit. I also do personal readings and I host spiritual retreats. My next retreat is in October and November of this year. And lastly, I do Reiki healing. I'm a Reiki master and I can send you distance healing if you're far away from me. So if you're interested in any, please just hit me up in the email below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Pile 3, if you chose these glasses, this is going to be a reading all about what is distracting you. And honestly, I'll say right off the bat, you're being distracted by shiny, fancy, tend to be expensive things. So like an expensive lifestyle, like bougie dinners, travel, fine dining. I mean, I already said fine dining, like fine jewelry, expensive sunglasses, expensive clothing, sparkly things. Like I feel like this crystal was meant for this reading and this one was literally meant for you. This is about money. This is about like pretty abundant things, and yeah, you're being distracted by expensive things. Spirit, tell me more about this. What is pile 3 being distracted by? You're being distracted by not only expensive things, but also things that you think are logical purchases. Like you put logic behind why you purchased these things, why you bought this training program for $800 that teaches you how to bring your dog outside and have them use the restroom and then come back in. It's like something that is not as great as you're making it out to be. And you're logically like, yeah, this is a good purchase. I'm going to do it because you're in your mind, you're believing it's going to add to your life in a positive way. And while some of it does add to your life in a positive way, it's distracting you from things that could add more positively. So for example, if you are traveling, Spirit's like, yeah, travel is very positive, but maybe you're traveling and you're spending more money than you should in travel. And it's taking away from the progress you're making in your day-to-day life when you come back, because then you have to catch up on these expenses. You have to catch up on things that are important to you in day-to-day life, and it makes it harder for you to focus. It's like it's the devil in your life. So these things are pulling you to do them. They're pulling you to buy them. It's like, ooh, I want this. It's an expensive ring. I want to go eat at this place. It looks cool, like this expensive dinner. Oh, I want to buy this program. I want to buy this car. Like, oh, my payment is only $100 more per month. Like, I'll do it. And so it's like this pull, and it's pulling you into this direction of shiny things, but it's taking away from the things that you have in the present, or the things that you need to focus on in the present. It's like this idea of you being so abundant and stable, but Spirit is showing it's like an illusion, in the sense that you would be more abundant and stable without these things. But maybe it makes you feel more abundant and stable, but it's an illusion, and it's a distraction. And in reality, you're tired. You're tired, and it only takes away from, let's say you're buying things. You could be tired, but you could also be buying things to fill voids. To fill voids in work that you need to do on yourself. So these things could make you feel more positive for a second, but then the positivity doesn't necessarily last. It's like an instant like gratification, but then later it causes anxiety. It causes like, oh shit, now I have all these bills, or I have all these things to pay for it. So Spirit wants you to kind of like look at what other potential is out there. Like, what could I do instead of buy this? Is this a good purchase? Because you'll know deep down if it's good or not, but it's like the impulsiveness will drive you to doing it. So Spirit wants you to like kind of look inward and ask yourself, is this going to cause me to feel like I have more on my plate than I need to? Is this going to cause me to feel more exhausted in the long run? Am I going to love this now? I'm going to love it all the time, but it's going to put an extra weight that I don't necessarily need, because that extra weight is dragging you down. It's serving as an anchor in your life, and it's pulling you down from where you need to go, because you're constantly coming back and then playing this catch-up game, instead of being able to, put it in savings, put it into an investment property, things like that. Spirit, tell me more. What is distracting them? Tell me more about this. Tell me more. It's like you're biting off more than you can chew. So you're holding more responsibility than you have to. You're putting too much on your plate. You're putting too much on your credit card. It's like part of you wants to show people, oh, I'm single, I'm independent. You don't have to be single, but it's like, I'm independent. I am, for a lot of you, you're like single, independent woman, but it doesn't have to be all of you. That's just like a lot of the energy that's coming through is very feminine energy, very hyper independent, hyper focused, but at the same time, there's a part of you that wants to prove that you can do everything by yourself. You can do everything alone. You have nice things. You go on nice vacations. You go to nice dinners. You take care of your rent. You do it all. But in reality, it's like, fuck, you're exhausted and you're biting off way more than you can chew. And you're tired. You want to go to sleep. You want to take a nap. But you can't take a nap because you don't have time, because you're playing catch up. Okay, this is a little much. There's a few on the floor. I'm just going to put these back for now. I'm going to take these. So there's, Spirit, do you want me to take this one? Okay. So there's a part of you, Spirit wants me to take those too. There's a part of you that is going through a big transition. I feel like you've actually been going through this transition for a long time. And this transition has caused you to leave people behind, leave things behind, leave lovers behind, leave problems behind, leave jobs behind. And so you've been going through this transformational stage in your life. And in this phase of losing so much, you're filling these voids of loss with these things. So maybe some of you don't talk to your parents, or you've gotten in fights with your parents, or your family's moved far away, or you've lost friends, or you've changed your lifestyle and you've had to like completely do a haul out of like everything in your life. Maybe you've developed food allergies and you've had to change your eating completely. It's like whatever it is, there's big parts of you that had to go, and so this part of you that is still intact has become bigger and bigger on spending. And the spending can be a little bit too much sometimes. And Spirit is saying, try to take this energy and focus it in on your relationships. Focus it in on building those relationships, on being creative in your career, in fueling your success, instead of putting it into things that aren't going to matter 10 years from now and having to catch up on it for weeks at a time. Spirit, is there more? Because there's this idea of this lifestyle that you want to live. It's like a fantasy. It's a dream for some of you. And some of you are you're trying to get a piece of living in this world by buying these things, but in reality, it's taken away from you getting to that world. It's taken away from you creating the success of having a long-term financial stability and success that it's like generational wealth, right? And you're not achieving that generational wealth because of your spending habits now. Have you ever heard of like the richest people? You don't know who the richest people are because they don't act like they're the richest people. It's that kind of vibe. So Spirit is asking you to maybe stop acting like you're the richest person so you can retain some more of your cash flow. You can have less energy put into catching up or paying off your credit card or paying your bills, so you can feel more balanced. You can feel like you don't have to rush around here and there, and you can actually take the time to see like what it is that you need. Fill your cup more and not feel so drained or tired. You can put more energy into yourself. You can put more money into yourself. But it can be on things that are more productive or more, like even these sunglasses, like it's fun. I bought these sunglasses in Greece, and it's like Spirit wanted me to wear like everything that's expensive for this reading, and I don't even buy expensive things, and like I literally bought these sunglasses in Greece and they were very expensive, and like why? I don't know why I did that. And then this bracelet, I bought this bracelet back in Vegas like during COVID, and like I was filling a void, honestly. And Spirit wanted me to wear it for this reading, and it makes so much sense because like that's literally what I was doing for this one. I was just filling a void. I was filling this void of like, I don't want to feel the emotions that I'm feeling right now. And it's not necessarily that you're like exactly filling a void of not feeling your emotions, but there's some type of void that's being filled here. There's something that is being filled. Spirit, what is the Six of Pentacles about? And maybe the void that's being filled right now is this idea that you're not as far along in the success as you wanted to be. You feel like you're not getting out as much as you're putting in, or you feel like you would have been further along your path by now. And that's completely understandable. That is a valid feeling. I think everyone feels this in a certain way. Even the most successful people feel this. And Spirit wants you to know that your hard work and your consistency will pay off. But if you continue to distract yourself with things that are not necessarily important, it's going to take longer and longer, because you're not going to be able to see the opportunities being offered to you because you're going to be too busy or too tired trying to come back into balance with your credit, trying to come back into balance with your house payment or whatever it is, your rent. And it's time for you to make that change. You can still go out and be social and do the things you want to do without spending as much money. This is like the example of you going to the beach with your friends, but not buying a ring or a necklace at the shop that's on the street. It's like being smarter with your money, being more logical. Don't just like do it without thinking. There's two sides to it. It's like you have to think more logical. Like this sword is representative of a logical and emotional side today. And Spirit is saying you can use the emotional side and spend with emotion all the time, or you can tap into that logical side and think about your emotion. Oh, this is really pretty. I love it. I would feel so good wearing it. But logically, should I spend $400 on this necklace? No, I shouldn't. And so it's tapping into that other side of things. And you do have this crazy ability to manifest money really quickly back to you. And so Spirit is saying, imagine if you didn't spend like this. Imagine what your bank account would look like. Imagine the amount of savings you would have. Imagine the amount of investment properties you would have if you just had a little bit better hold on your money. Because money does come to you quickly. That's why you're able to do this and still be okay. Some people would do this and they would not be okay. Spirit, is there anything else you want to tell this pile? I think that's it. Spirit, one more shuffle. Anything else? All right, so this is all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed my reading. If you did, please drop a like, a comment, subscribe to my channel. I really, really appreciate it. If you're interested, I post on TikTok and Instagram as well. Same handle, TarotXTayFit. And I also do personal readings, and I do Reiki healing, and I also do distance Reiki. So if you're from afar, I can send you healing. Lastly, I host spiritual retreats. My next retreats are in Hawaii in October and November of this year, and I would love to have you. So if you're interested in anything, please hit me up through my email down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right, have a beautiful day. Bye.